guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another unboxing. Today we get to check out my HoBao Hyper MT Plus 2. I am super excited, guys, about this. My first love with RC has always been monster trucks. When I first got into them, I owned a Tamiya Clodbuster, Juggernaut, TXT1, and pretty much, guys, from there, I've always owned monster trucks. Things have changed, in the last few years, where everything now has gone to truggy style monster trucks, which are still amazing and they handle great. Don't get me wrong, guys. That's not the issue. But I really just love the look of monster trucks. I like that high center of gravity. I like the big tires. I like the truck body. I like the fact that, it's not a funny truggy style body like everything else out there. I find this truck body actually has a little bit of a Ram kind of look going on to it. So I'm very, very excited, guys, to get to it. I've also got tons and tons of parts. I've got extra sets of wheels and tires. I got a clear body that's going to be going off to my painter. I actually think he's going to be picking it up tomorrow. I've got the optional steel bevel gears for it. Those orange springs are a little bit stiffer, so for adjusting my suspension and all that kind of fun stuff. I've got the 17mm adapters because that truck over there comes with 17mm wheel nuts, but it comes with 20mm hexes. So the 17mm over here is just going to allow me to use different sets of wheels and tires on it. But anyways, guys, I've talked way too long for an intro. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to get into unboxing the truck. We are going to check out guys, some of the box art first, only because if you're like me, I suspect you probably haven't seen this before. So we'll just kind of go over the box, then we're going to get into the truck, and then we're going to start checking out this vehicle. Again, guys, I am super excited. Enjoy. Alright, guys, usually when I do an unboxing, I'll cue up some music and let the music run and undo the unboxing. However, today we're going to do things a little bit different. I was watching back this video and I thought, you know what, I kind of want to talk about a few things here, so here it goes. Right off the bat, you have this piece of paper. It's just kind of telling you what all your turnbuckles should be adjusted to. I usually judge that myself. I'll power up the truck, throw it on the floor, and tweak and tune from there. You do get a program card with the truck. This is not something that I purchase extra. So if you want to do, if you want to adjust your punch level right when you get the truck, hey, you'll be able to do that without having to purchase a program card. Truck is RTR, so it comes with a radio. The radio is an RTR radio. It looks to be either 3 or even a 4-channel transmitter. I'm not sure about the receiver. I won't know that until I get into it. But it feels pretty good. There's pretty good tension on the trigger, pretty good tension on the steering wheel. So again, I'll be using that with something else. Wheels and tires. Tires are different looking. The wheels look really, really good. The tires are a little bit different. I haven't seen this tread pattern before, but I will say this much. I really like the fact that they don't install the wheels and tires. I always think it's neat when you get to kind of do that final step out of the box. Here's the wheelie bar. We are going to be doing that later on. The wheels on that thing are massively huge. It looks so cool. I've seen that in videos and pictures I've seen online. So I'm super excited to get to that. But here's the truck. It looks wicked. Again, I love the fact that HoBao did not install the tires. I like being able to see the truck, sort of in this kind of more raw look first, without the wheels and tires on it. I just think it's cool. I've always liked that about, doing that final step. The body is incredible. Probably one of the best I've seen in the business. The paint looks amazing. You've got this roll bar in the back. You've got rear view mirrors on the side, as well as just the body itself feels very, very good. You can tell it's thick. It's a lot thicker than a lot of manufacturers' bodies, so I have a feeling it's going to hold up pretty good. All right, guys, enough of that. Let's talk about some of the electronics. First off, you've got a Hobbywing 150 amp ESC with a 2000 kV motor. It's a 4074. It's mounted up with 4 bolts in the front, as well as the clamp that you can see here. So that motor is definitely not going anywhere. Next up is the shocks. As you can see here, you've got that tiny little spring kind of retainer right at the bottom perch, which to me only makes perfect sense. I don't know why other companies don't have it. That's going to hold your spring in, and instead of, all of a sudden be driving around, or you get home and you realize that your spring was kind of sitting out and obviously your suspension was totally being affected by it, that's not going to happen here, which to me is something very, very cool. Shocks are aluminum bodied. They have an aluminum cap as well as an aluminum lower cap. I don't know the size of the shocks offhand, but they are definitely huge. The battery trays here we're going to cover in another video, because it's funny, when I first saw these, I thought they were kind of gimmicky and I really wasn't quite sure what I thought of them. However, guys, I can tell you now, because I have ran this truck, that they work very, very well. And to be fair, they're kind of become my new favorite thing. I hope other companies take on those battery trays. Like many other trucks, your front and rear suspension, differentials, arms are the same. The amber lights on the front of this truck are super cool. I'll probably be throwing a set of LEDs in there at some point, but they do look really, really nice. They are pretty vibrant just the way they are now, especially when the sun hits them. The built-in roll bar has this kind of foam sort of handle on the top, which I guess is nice for rollover. So when it's actually hitting the inside of the truck, you won't have, it's not plastic on the paint type thing, so it shouldn't scratch as easy and stuff like that. As well as it just feels, hey, a little bit better in the hand, which is always nice. The one thing I really like about this truck is all the aluminum. I really like the look of all the CNC machining that's done on this truck, and the chassis is incredible. What they've done is the sides of them are 3 millimeters thick, but the front and rear, which would I guess be like the skid plates, where the diffs bolt to, that's 4 millimeters thick. So, where you really need that strength and that rigidity, because let's say if you're landing, on the back tires or the front tires, you've got the chassis beefed up there. It's 4 millimeters thick where you need it, and the center diff mount right here is such a great looking piece. It's got all the chamfers in it. They've cleaned it up really, really nice. It's going to hold that diff, zero issues of a chance of that diff going anywhere. And also it adds a lot of strength in the chassis. It adds obviously a lot of rigidity. The rest of the braces, from the ESC mount and everything like that, definitely adds a ton of strength to it. Alright guys, next we're going to install the wheels and tires, and these wheel nuts are huge. They have to be twice the thickness of any other wheel nut I've ever used. And what's awesome is the fact that they go on and they're completely utilized. They're completely, it's not like the wheel nut's hanging off or anything like that, so it's not like it's using, half or let's say 3/4 of the threads. They completely thread on, which means they should be able to hold those wheels and tires on, and hopefully the wheel nuts will not back off. Hopefully they won't loosen off. I probably will still put a little dab of blue Loctite on there just to make sure they do not go anywhere and I don't end up stripping out the hexes on the wheels. All right, guys, with the tires on, this thing just looks incredible. You all of a sudden really see the size, you see the width, you just see that girth factor that this truck is. You just know that it's gonna be a blast to drive. You just know that honestly, when you get this thing out and the first time you hit a jump, even though guys, let's face it, I've watched, like I've mentioned earlier, so many videos, you can just tell this thing is gonna be a blast to drive. You can tell that it's gonna wanna take every jump. It's gonna, bash over everything that's in the way. It's just gonna go. The tires, even though this is a different pattern, it's kind of a, actually, I don't even know what you'd call it. The tires feel pretty good. They've got some grip. The rubber feels pretty good. I haven't really seen any issues with them as well. With them coming unglued and all that stuff. I think the rims are actually really decent. I actually love the pattern they went with. They look good. They look, for a stock rim, I'm definitely impressed. And what's funny is I did get the 17mm adapters for this truck. So right here, I've got them. I can throw these on and run some 17mm wheels and tires. But what's funny is I grabbed one of my belted trenchers, which is huge. And yeah, not so huge. Not so huge beside these guys. So I was kind of surprised by that. I actually expected, this is a big tire. I was expecting this to kind of be the same size or, at least close to it. And it's not. It's definitely a lot smaller. I also have the MX-38 belted tires as well. I'll be trying those. I will be trying, guys, these wheels and tires on the truck. But for now, I will be running the stock wheels and tires. And again, I do really like the wheel. I love the look of the wheel. And the tires, hey, I won't know until I actually start running it, what I think of them. I run a lot in grass, so I'm wondering how these are going to be because there's, they're not very deep. The lugs aren't very, very deep. But again, I'll just play it by ear and see what happens when I get out there running it. What we're going to do now is we've got to install the wheelie bar. It's a 3-wheel wheelie bar, and these wheels are just massive. I will compare them to another truck in a couple of minutes, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to get this unpackaged and get this installed on the truck. right, guys, I snugged everything up with a couple of 7mm. That's what these lock nuts right here are. The first time I did it, I had things, I guess, just a little bit too tight, and like all 3 wheels would move at the same time. So I just kind of backed things off a little bit so they'd be a little bit, you know, more free flowing, and now we're good to go. This is definitely one heck of a beefy wheelie bar. It is huge. I like the fact that it's, you know, it's tucked in close to the bumper, just because it kind of, there should be more, you know, if you were to land on the back of the truck, you know, it's not going to kind of fold in. You know, I've had, you know, certain trucks where the wheelie bar sticks way out, and then it just kind of completely crumples and breaks when you know, if you happen to land on it. This is going to pretty much go right into the bumper first, so it should definitely add some pretty good protection, and this wheelie bar should last. All right, guys, we are going to end the video here. Of course, we're going to be doing a big long slideshow. I've got a ton of images that I took. You're going to get to see every angle of this truck, but I want to tell you guys something right now. So I've already driven the truck. I got out first thing in the morning because I just had to run it. And what I've decided to do is, usually, you know, I'll throw a little bit of running footage into an unboxing, but I've got quite a bit, and I have enough that I can do a full video on, and that'll be, like I said, a part 2. And then I'm going to finish it up, guys, with, you know, sort of a final, you know, kind of my impressions, my thoughts, any issues I have with the truck. I'll be doing that in a 3rd video. There will obviously, guys, be tons and tons of content on this truck. I'm going to be running this truck a lot. I've got, you know, the body getting painted right now. I've got mod parts for it. So there's going to be a lot going on. But just the initial, you know, unboxing, first impressions kind of video, I'll be doing that again in 3 videos. So the second part with the running footage should be up, hopefully, guys, within the next couple of days. And then I'll probably take, I would say, you know, not a week, but, you know, at least 4 days, maybe 5 days, because I'm going to get this truck out a few more times, run it, and then give you guys my final impressions of the truck out of the box. Obviously, guys, we're going to be doing tuning. We're going to be doing some stuff with the diffs and all that kind of stuff, but those will come in later videos. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and enjoy the slideshow. Guys, take care.